CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Chevrolet. America is on the move, and Chevrolet is supplying the wheels. Chevrolet and you taking charge. Budweiser, for all you do, this Bud's for you. And by National Car Rental, we give you national attention, and that's the truth.
We start the second quarter at Texas Stadium with the score tied at 7. 3rd and 2 to the Cardinals. Two tight ends, Anderson, the lone setback. 3rd and short. Look out. To Green. Thurman gets him out of bounds, but Lomax throws well. First down, Cardinals.
That's not a bad play on 3rd and 2 or 3 because it's really a long way to run. So you just run a little quick out of short out. Look, he was up about 5 or 6 yards. Thurman is playing off. He knows that Green can go deep. He knows he had speed. He gives him that cushion. So the Cardinals just take it and pick up an easy first down.
And they move into Dallas territory.
That's a good call.
Yes, it is. Line of scrimmage. The Dallas 48, 1st and 10. Cardinals on the move. Send Green in motion left. Thurman went with it. And Tilly over his head. Everson Walls back on the coverage with him.
That's one thing about these two wide receivers. You know, you can't spend all your time on Roy Green because they have Pat Tilley on the other side. He's already caught 38 passes, 4 touchdowns, so he's a threat on that side too. And if you start doubling on Green, then they're going to find a way to get the ball to Tilley.
Ed Too Tall Jones looking on. And now ready. Morris and Anderson on 2nd and 10. Let's see if they're patient. Here comes the Dallas blitz. Anthony Dickerson. Lomax saw it coming and just ducked under Dickerson wisely because Brunig was right there as well.
Well, that was the thing that he said that he couldn't do, and we'll see what happens here. We'll see the freedom come right up here. They get the tackles in here, then they get the 2 coming up, so they get 4 on 3 right up the middle. Lomax sees it, knows that he doesn't have a chance, and he goes right down. Now watch what happens in there in the middle. Here comes the 2 up the middle. See, they can block 1. They don't get the second one, and then Dickerson comes from the outside. So they had 4 on 3 in the middle and 1 free from the outside.
Here they come again. Downs was offside as they go deep. Rod Fellows back there with Mike Schumann, who was the intended receiver that time. But Downs was offside before the play ever got started.
Let's see if we can see Michael Downs here. He's going to be in the lower right part of the screen right here. Here he comes now. He's trying to time it. He's trying to get up there just as a ball snap. He gets there a little too soon. He breaks that neutral zone, and of course they catch him for it.
26 defense.
So it'll still be 3rd down. And it's 3rd and long, and you'd have to bet if you were coaching against them that they'll be sending somebody again.
I'll tell you, it seems to me like the Cowboys every year are blitzing more and more. I think this season they're blitzing more and more every game.
They have 4 down linemen. They're not showing blitz at the moment. Lomax in the pocket finally throws intended for Anderson, who was covered by Dickerson. And Anderson might have been, his view might have been blocked just a little bit. No penalty marker, so it'll be 4th down, and Carl Birdsong will come on. Gary Allen, by the way, probably will not be back. He'll have his knee diagnosed, whatever the ailment is, at the half. But the word we have is he probably won't be back, so it'll be up to Fellows, probably Rod Hill, to bring back kickoffs. Birdsong standing at his own 35. He missed the first one. He didn't get all of this one either. Fellows. To the 30. Good return. 24-yard punt. 13-yard return. 11 yards on the net. not very good for the conference leader. A very handsome family and a very capable quarterback. Danny White. Early in the year, he took some abuse, but most of that seems to have calmed down because his record of performance really is unmatched, except by Joe Theismann. Dupree is the man in motion. Dorsett is now the man in motion. Fumble! I think the Cardinals got it.
The Cardinals do have it, but there was a penalty on the play, too.
I think the Cardinals were offside. Looked like there was some jumping and shuffling over on their defensive left side. Herron made the recovery. Dorsett lost the ball. It's against the Cardinals. You can see it coming up right here, I think. Maybe Curtis Greer.
Let's see if we can see it. It was one of the defensive linemen jumped. Now watch, here's 75, Curtis Greer here. Looks like it was him right there. Yep, he started to jump. You see the linebacker started outside with motion, and I think Greer jumped.
So did Baker. There were two of them that jumped. So they'll walk it off, and that would have helped the Cardinal situation quite a bit. They've been able to come up with that fumbled recovery. It would have been
offside,
their ball at
defense,
the 35.
Number 75, first down.
Curtis Greer, you're right.
You know what caused that? The linebacker behind Greer was E.J. Jr., and he had to move to adjust to the motion. I think the motion and the movement made him jump.
White back to throw, 1st and 5. Does. Butch Johnson has it. Dallas first down, their own 48. Wayne Smith, the defender, 13-yard games, just a one-on-one.
I'll tell you, it is one-on-one out here, but Danny White really zips that ball in there. It's just a hook pattern. Now watch Butch Johnson. He comes off, he gets Wayne Smith going back, gives him a little move to the outside, and then curls back to the inside, and that ball is delivered right there at the waist where Smith can't get around to do anything about it.
Butch moved back to the ball, moved back to the passer. That's the way you'd like to see it done.
That's the way you're supposed to do it, you know, but it's not a natural thing. As the ball's coming to you, to move back into it.
White will go up on top again. He fakes to Dorsett, screens to Springs with blockers. To the 45 of St. Louis, Lee Nelson tripped him up. That play looked in the beginning like it would get a lot more than it did.
But you know why? I think anytime you fake to Dorsett, he draws a crowd. You know, Dorsett was out here to the left. He fakes out there to them. A bunch of Cardinals run there, and then he throws it over to the other side to Springs. Now watch it. Dorsett is on the left. Springs is on the right. He fakes to Springs, comes out here, fakes out here to Dorsett. Now watch those guys start running out there, turns back, throws out here to Springs, and he has a good screen going, 3 guys in front of him, but Lee Nelson makes a tackle.
Dorsett is the lone setback on 2nd and 4. The screen got 6, and Cosby goes in motion. This is Dorsett. He's got the first down inside the Cardinal 40. They'll probably mark it there as he bounced. Charlie Baker tripped him up. Danny White is 11 out of 14.
You know, a couple of weeks ago or last week, Tony Dorsett was complaining about the Cowboys' running game and says they weren't running well, they weren't running enough, they weren't blocking well. He had a 100-yard game last week, and maybe sometimes you just have to talk about it, because look at all those games that he went less than 100. Then after the San Diego game, he complained about it, and he went from 58 yards to 108 yards.
This is Springs with the ball, and he does well to hold on to it as the Cardinals, led by David Galloway, are all over him just as he got the handoff.
Again, now watch Springs get the ball here, and the one thing you have to stop on a running play is a penetration. You see, the center went out. David Galloway was over the center. He gets penetration. Springs just didn't even get started.
Nobody blocked him. David Galloway.
That's why he has a smile on his face. He said, I love it when they don't block me. I get down there over that center and they don't block me. That's good stuff.
Another huge guy from the University of Florida. On 2nd down, White throw. Will try to throw. Gets out of the pocket, gets it to Dorsett, who gets back to the original line of scrimmage. And once again, it's E.J. Jr. who's there to knock him out of bounds. White under pressure.
I'll tell you, that's one thing that Danny White can do, is he can get away from pressure and buy a little time and find his receiver.
Now the Cowboys send in Jimmy Newsom. Dorsett gets a rest. Cosby comes out to the left along with Butch Johnson. Tony Hill is wide to the right. It's Newsom and Springs, the two backs. White will operate with a snap from Rafferty. Going deep for Hill. No flags, no reception. They'll have to punt. Lionel Washington right back there with him. Good defense.
That was good defense by the Cardinals, but I still feel in that situation is where the Cowboys are really going to miss Drew Pearson today, because they don't have that 3 or 4 wide receivers in there. On that play, they really used Doug Cosby as a wide receiver. Doug Cosby's a good tight end, but he leaves a little to be desired as a wide receiver.
Cosby says, hey, I'm not that good a wide receiver. White kicking. Aiming again for out of bounds. This time it might work. No! Rod Fellows was down there, had the ball cut off at the pass, and backed into the end zone. A flag is down. 40-yard punt, no return, 20-yard net. If he hadn't backed up, the Cardinals would have been backed up to their 1-yard line.
That guy threw a hat, too. Did you see him? He lost his flag and his hat. He might have a couple of deals in there, and it's probably one of those things. He doesn't have his hat, so he threw his hat. He threw his flag. He has his bean bag.
That's serious. Still got his whistle.
But it might be one of those deals, no penalty, nothing. They do that, so they throw a lot of stuff, then it means nothing.
There is no foul on the play. It's the St. Louis ball, 1st and 10.
That's what happened. They throw all that stuff and nothing.
Watch this.
Here's Ron Fellows. Now, if he had not been in the end zone, this would have been a pretty good play. But look, he's inside. He said, oh, no!
I can't believe what I just did. Score is still 7-7. And Fellows backing up toward the end zone. Here's the ball up in the upper left-hand side of your picture. Now hits the ground. And now he just keeps backing up. Now what did I do? Why did I do it? Bill Bates down there to congratulate him anyway on a good effort.
Bill Bates may have been down there to hit him.
First down, Cardinals, their own 20. Lomax gives to Anderson. Nothing doing. He doesn't make it back to the line of scrimmage. Mike Hegman and John Dutton right there.
That's one thing the Cowboys do well from that flex defense, is they play the first down run very, very well.
There's their average on first down. St. Louis 2.0 and Dallas 4.6. And here's the situation again, not to belabor the point, where Jim Hannafin said, I hope in this situation, 2nd and long, 3rd and long, we're patient enough, smart enough to just run it. Well, they are, but it doesn't work. Wayne Morris, the ball carrier, and right there, Randy White.
I'll tell you, Randy White has really taken care of that strategy, because the last 2 times that they had 2nd and long and they ran the ball, Randy White made the play. Watch him. He's 54 right here, right in front of us there. He takes on Steve there. See, he's so doggone strong. Look, he just pushes him off. Another guy, he doesn't even feel him, right down there, and he just manhandles Wayne Morris.
That was Larry Bethea who gave the assist, but now in a passing situation, or what appears to be one, Harvey Martin is back. Lomax will operate from the shotgun. Lomax in the pocket, batted down by Ed Jones. That is his 12th knockdown of the year.
And I'll tell you why, because he gets a push, he gets a rush. Now, that's what he's supposed to do. But the minute that he sees that quarterback raise back, now watch, he's watching the quarterback. When he sees him put up his arm, he puts up his hands. You see it? He did it once, he got a pump, and then he did it again. Too Tall always stops his rush when the quarterback and puts his hands up.
And that makes him even more Too Tall. Good kick this time by Birdsong. Fellows retreats to his 35, now to his 33. Got a blocker. Got one good block. Oh, what a good block by Newhouse to spring this thing. Aarons finally took him down. 48-yard punt, 14-yard return. But Newhouse put a solid hit on one of the Cardinals. Leonard Smith took a shot from Newhouse.
I'll tell you, and he's still down. Watch it. Here it is right here. Here comes Newhouse. Smith was chasing. Whap! Right there, and that got Fellows to the outside.
Boy, you have to admire a guy like Newhouse, who started as a regular for so many years, now on special teams and doing a whale of a job. Pat Summerall, John Madden at sold-out Texas Stadium. We thought it would be close. We thought it would be high scoring. It's 7-7. We have 8:59 left to play in the first half. Cowboys in their best starting position of the game so far. Dorsett goes deep. Springs in front of him. Johnson in motion. Cardinals are offside. Dorsett struggles back to the line of scrimmage, but the Cardinals jumped offside. I think it was E.J. Jr.
I think it was a left tackle jump, because you know what happens on that one? It was Danny White's cadence, and he was given that hut, 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 and the guy jumped on the second hut. It's a guy right over the right guard. Let's see if we can see it. It's right over the right guard here. Now watch. They had to, it's hut, hut. He hears hut, and he thought the ball was snapped. Watch, he just throws his body into that neutral zone.
Side defense, number 65. First down.
By the way, as I mentioned a minute ago, that's the 12th pass batted down by Ed Jones just a minute ago, and that sets a new Cowboy record. Too Tall had knocked down 11 back in 1980. That's his 12th of this year. 1st and 5 in Cardinal territory at their 46, and White will go. Cosby to the 34 of St. Louis. Of Kurt Ollerman.
I tell you, that's one thing about being so big. You know, you can muscle a linebacker and run faster than a linebacker. You can muscle the secondary and beat a linebacker. Now watch Cosby here. He has a linebacker, the middle linebacker, Kurt Ollerman, on him. He just gets a couple of steps on him. But that's really something when you're that big and you can get a safety in the middle and then get away from a linebacker. Oh, does that make sense?
Yeah, oh yeah. It does to me.
Muscle a secondary guy and beat a linebacker.
Oh, exactly what you mean. 1st and 10 at the Cardinal 33. Cowboys in the sunlight on Thanksgiving. Dorsett straight ahead for a couple, not much more. Cardinals play a 4-man front, but a rather unusual 4-man front. Not like the flex, not like so many other teams.
Well, they always play what they call an under. They always have a man over the nose tackle. I mean, over the center. They have a man over the weak side guard and weak side end. So they undershift their defense or shift it to the weak side away from the tight end.
That time they had a stunt going. White gets quickly outside, intended for Tony Hill. Another pass that perhaps Ron Springs, not Tony Hill. Charlie Baker out there with him. Springs started to run a little quickly.
Well, that was good coverage by Charlie Baker. You know, that's one thing that a quarterback will always look for, is to get his running back, especially his good receiver, Ron Springs, isolated on a linebacker. He has him isolated on Charlie Baker, and Baker just gets that right hand in there. Look, he knocked it down with the back of his hand. Backhand job.
Well, that is a good play. Butch Johnson goes out wide to the right. Cosby lines up in the slot. Springs is over there on the right as well. Out of the shotgun is Danny White. Has Springs. Springs slipped, and he'll be about a yard short of the first down. Cedric Mack, who is an extra defensive back for the Cardinals, made the hit.
This is going to be an interesting call for Tom Landry right here. He's well within Raphael Septien's range. Do you go for the field goal or you go for the first down?
If If it's me, I got to go field goal.
If it's Tom Landry, you go first down. If it's fans, they love it.
Very popular. It would be 40 yards out or 41 for Septien, and as you say, well within his range. They're going to go. They need a full 1 yard. Andy White asking for quiet. 6.5 minutes left to play first half. Springs and Dorsett, and they go to Dorsett, and he has it. Cardinals, of course, are saying he doesn't have it. We've been robbed. Cowboys are saying we got it. We'll keep it. Dick Nolan alongside Landry. Cardinals are saying no.
Cardinals are celebrating, but this, again, is one of those right foot, left foot jobs. Wherever they put the foot is where they put the ball.
It probably will have to measure, and the Cardinals still saying,
I don't think they got it.
no, I don't think they did either.
The Cowboys are walking off the field. Tom Landry's asking Dick Nolan, what happened?
Dick doesn't know. He coaches the wide receivers.
I can see it from here. That's not a first down.
No, it's not. I thought he had it when he first ducked under the pile. But from that measurement and that marking, he almost didn't get anything.
I thought you could see Jim Hannafin. He had both fists up there. Had a way to go. Defense, okay. Sometimes a play like that can turn a game around.
So it's still 7-7. It's 6:28 left to play in the first half. The Cardinals and the Cowboys all even. Texas Stadium, Thanksgiving Day match between the Cowboys and the Cardinals. 6:28 left to play. First half. St. Louis 5th possession of the day. They have 1 touchdown and 3 punts. Green, the dangerous man, comes wide right. Tilley also dangerous wide left. Lomax going to work on first down. Lomax down on first down. Ducks under the arms of John Dutton, and then Randy White was right there.
I'll tell you, I think he had Roy Green out here on a corner pattern, but you have to give that one to the defensive line because he just didn't have a chance. Watch it, the 2 tackles in the middle. There's Dutton on the left, Randy White on the right. Randy White beats Steve, runs over Otis Anderson, knocks another guy out of the way, and sacks the quarterback. Whew. Watch Roy Green here. He's running a corner pattern on Everson Walls. He gets him turned around. He had a shot out here, but he just didn't have time.
Walls comes out with Green again. This time he'll have some help. They run with Anderson. White is in the backfield immediately. Fumble. Dallas has it. Harvey Martin does the stripping. Randy White does the forcing.
If they're going to run away, they better block Randy White. He comes first. Here's Harvey Martin. Randy White gets in there. He makes something happen here. Now watch. Here comes Harvey Martin. Gets him on the left. Takes that right hand. Throws that around and strips it out of Otis Anderson.
And Dexter Clinkscale comes up with the ball.
Harvey Martin caused it. I'll tell you, if they're going to run away, they better start blocking that backside because that's where they're having the trouble.
So Dallas has the ball at the Cardinal 14. Springs moves Dorsett up on the flank. White now does the same thing, and Dorsett now goes in motion. To Springs. Ron Springs pounds inside the 5.
Let's watch this. The big block here was from the left guard, Herbert Scott. It was a trap play. Now watch him right here. Watch Herbert Scott. He's going to pull this way and gets a big block out here to Spring, Ron Spring. Watch the left guard here. He pulls across. Here's a trap. You see they let the end go. Boom, right there. And then Springs cuts back away from it.
They're bringing out the sticks to see if Springs got enough for the first down. Not quite. About a foot short. Well, small foot. Phil Pozderick, who in this situation sometimes winds up on the left side, and Donovan moves to the right side as a tight end, which of course means he has to tell the official
That's exactly what's happening out there right now. Pat Donovan signaled to the official he'll be at tight end. Phil Pozderac will play left tackle in their short yardage offense.
Dupree and Cosby outside Pozderac on the left side, and Donovan is the tight end on the right side. Cosby in motion. White. Lobs. Complete. You saw Tom Landry say, "Come on, Danny."
I think what he was saying is, "Come on, Danny, was such a great fake, you probably could have just run the ball into the end zone." Watch this fake. They really sell this. Now watch it. The back dives in there. Here's Danny White. He's looking for Dupree. I think right now he's just going to run the ball right in the end zone. He thought he had Dupree, but there's E.J. Jr. right with him.
On third down, Newhouse comes in the contest and Springs leads. Newhouse, I think there's some confusion, but if he comes in, he's got to stay there for one play, and so he does.
That to me is illegal. They had 12 men in the offensive huddle.
Give to Dorsett. And Dorsett behind Richards.
Watch Howard Richards. He's number 70 there, his right guard. Now watch him pull. The thing that Dorsett does, he sets up the block. He waits for Richard, lets him make the block right there, and then boom, just right into the end zone. You see how he just waited and got right in there behind Howard Richards, then whap, right in the end zone.
Richards' block on Leonard Smith is what sprung it. Septien with Carano holding. 14-7 Dallas. Here it is again.
I'll tell you, they can do this as well as anyone. Take the ball to the outside. Cosby blocks down. Look, they shut the whole inside off. Here comes Richards right at us here. Dorsett waits for him. Let him get that block on Smith. That's all I need, Howard.
There's a young man who's played tackle, both guards, and done them all very well. Howard Richards scored the touchdown for the Cowboys. His mother and father on his flanks in that last Thanksgiving Day greeting. And for them, that last effort by their son should be helpful for a happy Thanksgiving. Back deep is Stump Mitchell, and he's got that sun right in his eyes. Line drive kickoff. Bounces to Stump. At the 10. Stump Mitchell cut down by Ron Fellows. Gets out to about the 28-yard line where the Cardinals will take over, and now they trail 14-7. Something about this year for the Cowboys that every week, although it's not quite true, they seem to have to come from behind. And they've done it successfully 10 times, or 9. Cardinal pinch. Said Carlefecchio, who was injured earlier, seems to be okay now. And Lomax, under pressure again. Down he goes in the hands of Dickerson with Bethea. And Too Tall Jones all over him. He was looking at Tilley out there with Thurman. That's the 3rd sack by the Cowboys. He hasn't got a chance.
No, he didn't. Let's watch Too Tall Jones here. He's going there against Tootie Robbins. He gets rid of him. And then I'll tell you, when he's coming right in the quarterback's face, that's a tough doggone thing to throw out there because he was trying to find Pat Tilley. Now watch Tilley. He's out here in the left, and that's where Neil Lomax was looking. But by the time he looked up, it was too late. Good coverage by Dennis Thurman there.
Very good. Lomax operates from the shotgun now. They have extra defensive backs in. Forward handoff, Too Tall. Reads it perfectly. Good play by Jones.
Well, I think the Cowboy defense has figured out that the Cardinals are trying to run on 2nd and long. Because watch Too Tall here. He's in that left-handed stance now. He reads the run right now. See, he started up. The minute he sees run, he stops his rush, and he's right there in position to make the tackle.
Slipped inside the blocker, and Too Tall having another good year. 3:40 left to play in the first half. Cowboys up 14-7, third and very long. Here comes Downs on the blitz. They pick it up. Now they can't pick up everybody. It's batted down by Bates. Randy White put the heat on.
There's Bill Bates. He's just all over the field. Beware of Bill Bates, bully Bill Bates. He just wanders around. He starts to cover, then he starts to rush, and then he knocks a pass down, stays in on special teams, makes tackles, blocks. I'll tell you, the fans are starting.
Oh,
he's a cult hero.
Right. One sign said Bates for president. That might be a little much. Birdsong back to punt. Good kick as Fellows looks away from the first man down. The Cardinals are down in good shape, but Fellows gets back to about the Dallas 38. 45-yard punt. The net is 38. Fellows brought it back 7. So the Cowboys will take over with a first down at their own 39 with 3:20 left to play first half. Jim Hannafin in conversation with his Cardinals Saturday. What a day on CBS Sports. NCAA. Kansas Jayhawks against Houston. Larry Brown's debut. And Nebraska, Oklahoma, plus in certain parts of the nation, Vanderbilt against Tennessee and Arizona against Arizona State. First down, Cowboys at Texas Stadium. Dorsett, the lone setback, and Cosby in motion. Maybe 2, maybe not that much. Curtis Greer on the bottom of the pile. Talking to Jim Hannafin, excuse me, John, last night, I got the impression that he felt that the Cardinals were very close to being a legitimate contender and being a very good team.
Well, of course, in the last 6 games, they've been playing that well. They're 4-1-1. Earlier, he said they had a lot of injuries, first of all, but he felt they were just self-destructing.
Ball's at the 40. Right back to throw. Going deep for Tony Hill, who comes up with it. Dallas pass completion. Lionel Washington made the stop, but Hill has it, and Dallas will have a first down at the 18, and White is very slow getting to his feet.
Let's watch Tony Hill out there. He's just going to run it up. You see, he just starts. It's just a sprint. He really didn't even make a move. He just sprinted. He looks, the ball's a little underthrown, which isn't a bad thing. Brings him back just enough, and he makes the big play.
See what happened to Danny White.
Well, I'll tell you, he got hit right here. I think it was Al Baker, number 60, who hits him right here just as he throws. Watch him. He throws right. It was Baker. He just planted his helmet right on his chest and drove him into the turf.
Does that remind you of last year and Dexter Manley's hit on him in the championship game? Almost the same thing. 2-minute warning. Dallas 14, St. Louis 7. Here's the situation. 14-7, Dallas leading second quarter. 2 minutes remaining. 3 timeouts for both teams remaining. And the Cowboys in good shape. At the St. Louis 17, first and 10. Danny White appeared to have his wrist jammed or something. Went over and started squeezing the football on the sideline during that break. But now he's back in the huddle and appears to be okay. Look at the total offense in the second quarter. St. Louis minus 10. The Cowboys 101. Right back to throw. See if he is okay. He's got Ron Springs. Springs looking for some place to go, and there is nothing there as Benny Perrin makes a good defensive play for the Cardinals with David Galloway out there to help.
That's a funny place to call a screen pass on the 20-yard line to a back because the defense isn't going to be driven deep. They only have 20 yards to go to the goal line, so they're all up there pretty tight. You can't drive them off.
Jim Hannafin, very popular head coach. In fact, Dan Deerdorf, the veteran and very, very fine offensive lineman for the Cardinals, paid him quite a tribute. He said, I would have probably quit 2 years ago. He's going to retire after this year if it hadn't been for you. Johnson started in motion. White gives to Dorsett. Dorsett to the 15. Charlie Baker came over to lead the Cardinal defense. Clock still running. Butch Johnson had a good block. Minute to play.
You see who it was on? It was on a defensive tackle. It was on Stafford Mays. Butch Johnson, wide receiver, came in motion and went in and blocked the defensive tackle. I never had a wide receiver that would do that. I think if I ever said, hey, Fred Blitnikoff or Cliff Branch, why don't you go in there and block that defensive tackle? Weighs about 280. They'd look and say, huh? You do it.
Maybe that's why they played so long.
They stayed out wide.
They still have 3 timeouts, the Cowboys do. They haven't called one yet. Out of the shotgun, here comes the Cardinal blitz. They go in the corner. Touchdown! Butch Johnson took it away. Butch not quite a quake. Lionel Washington was the Cardinal defender. Butch just took it away.
Butch started to do a quake, and then he shook his head. No, I can't do it. There's a local radio station here that said if he would do it, they would pay him $3,000 and pay his fine. He looked like he started and said, nope, I have too much respect for Coach Tom Landry.
That was just a trimmer, not a quake.
That was something like we had down in Tampa last Sunday. What do you call those things? Tornadoes.
Yes.
Warnings.
Severe. Makes it Dallas 21, St. Louis 7. Here's the touchdown again.
And here's how it looks to Danny White. He has good protection in there. See, they seal off that middle, and that stunt, he just throws it up. It's a little short again. A heck of a reaction by Butch Johnson. Look, he starts to do it. How about you'll shake his head?
That's about a...
He said, no, can't do it.
That's about a 1.5 on the Richter scale.
Here's another shot. The Cardinals are trying to do a stunt. See, they're looping in there in the line. The Cowboys pick it up. The ball is thrown a little short, and Butch just takes it away.
Yep. He didn't cause any buildings to crumble with that. In conversation with Dr. Marvin Knight. Coming up at the half. The NFL Today with highlights of this game, the Pittsburgh-Detroit highlights that route earlier today, and an interview with an old friend of ours we got to know quite well when he was the head coach of the Giants, Ray Perkins, now the head man of the Crimson Tide, University of Alabama. Raphael Septien will kick off, and Stump Mitchell back deep for the Cardinals. Bill Bates. His stuff is rather slow.
I tell you, that Bill Bates will rattle you. He just, when he's on the football field, he seems to be wherever the action is. Tom Landry was saying the other day that this guy here, Bill Bates, is the most consistent thing about the Dallas Cowboys.
A rookie defensive back from Tennessee. And it is dangerous to get close to him. Lomax. You wonder what Jim Hannafin has decided to do now. Will he go ahead and take a shot at getting on the scoreboard, or will he just be comfortable to run it out? I don't know an answer.
I would take a timeout right now and take a shot, though.
Wayne Morris up the middle for a first down. Harvey Martin on the bottom of the pile made the stop, but they let the clock run. Down to 6 seconds. And they'll apparently be happy to go like that to the locker room. So the end of half number 1 as Hannafin takes his troops to the locker room and Landry strolls in that direction with his. Cowboys leading at Texas Stadium 21-7 over the Cardinals.